Level Up Latina partners with working women and mamas alike to guide them in achieving fulfilling career and life goals through financial empowerment, professional or leadership coaching, and personal wellness. Find the unique coaching you need to succeed.
You're listening to Vero, Ceci, and Irene, and we are Level Up Latina.
Welcome back to another episode of the Level Up Latina podcast. This is episode 278. We are getting older slowly but surely, and it's getting better. If you tuned in last week, you listened to a little bit of a podcast where we're talking about no te dejes de la sociedad, of the things that are happening. And it was a little more of like an update, the community kind of, a cry for let's unite. Let's make sure we have each other's back. And it might have brought up some sentiments of like, oh, this is kind of like not what I wanted to hear. Listen to Level Up Latina, but we got to keep it real. We're with our community and there. So this week, we want to make it a little more lighthearted. And talk about how we find a way in our resiliency as first gens, as Latinas, as people of color to make life good while things around us might be up in flames, literally and figuratively, if you know what I mean. So before we get into having more of a lighthearted conversation on just life and the things that we're looking, in a sense, forward to, the light at the end of the tunnel, we could say. Let me check in with my co-hosts, Irene and Cecilia. ¿Cómo se encuentran hoy?
Bien. Con frillito. I was telling Irene earlier before we started recording that I went for a run this morning because I was like, oh, I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to take the dog. And it was like, oh, it looked like, I knew it was raining, but I thought it was just like a light breeze. And I didn't even run a whole mile because I was like running against the wind. And it was like, I was soaked and it was just running hitting me in the face and the poor dog. And like, I was like, ay, ¿quién me tiene acá? Ni que fuera Amanda. So I came back home. I'm like, no, I'm not doing this today.
Did you say ni que fuera Amanda?
Sí.
Yeah.
No tengo sufrir a huevo. No, para nada. I get it. Oh my God. Ceci.
Ni que fuera Amanda.
I love it. ¿Y tú, Irene?
Difficult, Ceci. I'm good. I have my cafecito. I'm getting over a bit of a cold. My husband has a cold now. I got my cold while we were in Japan and I'm like, oh, I've never been sick on a vacay. But I knocked it out. I try to like knock it out as fast as possible with medication and blowing my nose as much as like Japanese people do not like when you blow your nose in public. I'm like in every bathroom every 10 seconds. They never have trash cans either, which is amazing in the country. But
really,
I had it was an interesting journey. I had like my little tissue papers in my freaking pocket, making do, running into bathrooms every time I could to blow my nose. But I kind of got over it really quickly. My husband como que lo sentía y como que no. We get back and boom, it hit him hard. So Diego's like immunity is like incredible. He didn't get sick until we got back. Almost like we couldn't have two of us fighting a cold out there. But I'm better, Vito, because I'm on the mend. But now my husband's sick. And the craziest thing is when I left, I noticed my kids were sniffling and they're like, oh yeah, we've been sick. And I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah. Oh man, I hope I don't get sick. Sure enough, I got it. Over there. I get back. My youngest is coughing again. I'm like, what the hell? Back and forth. Like, I don't know what's going on. I mean, he seems fine, good spirits, pero así andamos, Vero. It's like, we're not a very sickly family. I was just telling my sister that we never get sick. Like, I feel like we get colds and then 3 years go by and we get another cold. And it sucks que nos pegó ahorita. Like, I guess everybody's been sick or whatever. It's like the season, but my husband's definitely never sick and he's going through it. But I'm just glad that he's not on vacay anymore. But así estamos, just like sniffling and coughing. So forgive me if you hear it through the show. I've just been like, I'm better. But at the end of when you've been sick, como que you still cough funny, you still gotta blow your nose, you still feel it. So that's the stage I'm in right now.
Híjoles. Well, espero que te sientas al 100 pronto without the little extra cough, without the little extra sniffle. Yeah, it's crazy because it was a crazy stomach bug at first. And then it's like la gripa and the flu and this. I think I mentioned to you guys that my dad was in the hospital with the flu. Soon after, my mom was in the hospital. So I'm just like, you guys, it's insane. But the kids, thankfully, right now, Marita does have a little runny nose, but it's part of the process. I'm like, okay, she's going to get sick because now she's with other little kids at school. And now I can't just keep her home because we have both our working parents. Oh my God, it's crazy. I don't know how you working parents did it before. Then the advice is always welcome. Not all will be taken. But like balancing everything, you guys, is insane. Kids in school, activities, you go to work, showing up, all that stuff. But anyway, we have to find little moments of joy. What has been something that has been in the last few weeks and let's say entering the year, despite being sick, despite maybe having, Ceci, you just had the anniversary of your mommy passing away, que Dios la tenga en su gloria. But like in the moments of like when we have like our emotions get tugged at, or like our energy, our mental energy, our mental capacity gets tugged at, what has been something that you have found a little joy in to keep you kind of pushing forward? Outside of doing mandas in the rain, Ceci, okay? What keeps you kind of moving forward and keep you like, all right, let's do this. We're going to fucking tackle today. Yeah. What has been it for you girls?
I think being a mom, for me, being a mom right now, because, you know, as you mentioned, my mom's 1 year anniversary just happened, but it also happens like the day of my daughter's birthday. So like that's the day my mom passed. And I always say like, oh, cause a my mom le gustaba la pachanga. And so she wants to be remembered. So that I think, I think that's what kind of kept me going. Like, le mandé hacer su misa el mero día for my mom's her 1 year anniversary mass. And then celebrating the girl's birthday with their little friends. It was like Taylor Swift theme. It was kind of like a last minute party that I planned. Cause it's always hard to plan parties for them because they're January babies. And then, well, you guys both are January babies.
Tell us about it.
So you know. So like it might rain and like, no se sabe. So then I was going to plan it at like a jumpy place. But then when I looked into it like too late and like that weekend was reserved and I was like, I'm like, it doesn't look like it's going to rain. I literally like planned it that week and I just invited like the girls in their class and then their little primitas. And that was it. And I'm like, okay, it's Taylor Swift theme and we're going to play songs. And I just went to Dollar Tree and got like, just like shiny purple stuff and, we decorated with that.
Shiny
and
disco balls.
Shiny disco balls. Yeah. We got these like water, like a water tumbler, water cup. And it's like a shiny disco ball at the Dollar Tree. They're cute. But yeah, that was what kept me going. And right now, I think I had mentioned like this year they're going to do their first communion. So kind of like looking, ahead and like thinking about that and trying to plan it. So yeah, just being a mom and trying to be present. I mean, I know I'm not perfect. I know like I still like snap at them, but I'm like, I try to be more present, cariñosa, things like that.
Like,
that's
now
what I've noticed.
with a lot more love.
Ándale.
¿Qué
Like,
la chingada?
Cállate, ven acá. Te voy a
¿Qué la
abrazar.
chingada?
Yeah.
With a smile.
Yeah.
¿Y tú, Rene?
Birthdays are a good segue. That same, like I was just in a birthday mood with my birthday coming and I know Vero can relate. January is an interesting time to have a birthday. Right before my birthday is my anniversary. So I celebrated 19 years with my hubby. We were on vacay. He was incredible. So the joy that I have this month is like my husband was such a sweetheart. He planned this whole vacation, paid for this whole vacation. I know I keep saying it, but it's because it's such a big deal. It's not his cup of tea. It's more my cup of tea. He's super supportive of travel and loves following my adventures and paying for stuff if I tell him to. Whatever you say, wife. But this was nice. Like I'm taking you to Japan. And then when he was saying that in the beginning, I didn't understand. Like I thought like we're just going together. Like he wanted me to go with him. But no, I am taking you. And he planned every detail. I mean, and it's not easy in another country and the subways and keeping someone entertained. Like I could feel he wanted to have every minute of every day slam packed. And then I go and get sick. So I was like being a big old trooper. On my birthday, we walked 70 stories. We went to this incredible place that has these torii gates, the famous orange gates that you see a lot when you see Japanese photos. There's like 10,000 gates that you walk through to go all the way to the top. And I'm thinking in my mind, like, oh, my birthday, I really could be at a spa, but I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with this. No, I mean, my husband
like,
is
hopefully they
he's a
close
doer.
gate 100.
I know. Hopefully there's a spa at the top of this. No, he ended up taking me to this day-long spa thing a couple days later. But the point is that the joy that I felt with him being so incredibly attentive and on it. And I just felt so much gratitude for this man and this life that we have together and 19 years together. And the sweetest part, I think, was the kids calling me, and they called me on Japan time. So my birthday was one day ahead over there or one day late. I don't know how you would put it, but it was my birthday early over there. And my son kept trying to call, the one in college, and I just thought he was calling randomly because we're on vacation. But in Japan, another really fun fact is you shouldn't answer in public. There's just so many wonderful unspoken rules of respect in Japan. So I kept not being able to answer, and I felt terrible. He kept FaceTiming us, and we're not answering. And sure enough, I'm in this beautiful temple. I answer, and he's, hi, mom and dad, happy anniversary and happy birthday. Like it was the sweetest that like my 18-year-old, I mean, of course they're going to remember. Of course they love you, but you don't know how you raise these kids. You don't know if they're going to even remember your birthday. You don't know if they're only going to call when they need money. Like, you don't know. Like, oh, Vero shows her baby, which makes me miss my babies. Her literal baby. So he called, and that meant a lot to me that the oldest like called to give us love. And then the youngest were like, hey mom, give us a call when you can. Like, give us a call when you can, mom. And again, no captaba yo, like I kept forgetting, like it's my birthday, you know? I called back, I FaceTime them and they were together, and Noah and Sophie, and they're like, happy birthday, mom. You know, like it was the sweetest. It brought so much joy to my heart to be away, but to also hear from my kids and to feel so proud of my kids. And I don't know if dad texted them on the side and told them to call. I don't think so, especially now with the oldest.
I hope he did. He was like, look, Mo, focus.
It's their birthday. It's her birthday. Don't forget. I don't think
it's
so.
It's the queen's birthday.
We were definitely like surprised. It was very, very, very sweet to hear from the oldest, the one in college, you know, because again, he's living his own life. Who knows if he remembers to like wash his underwear? I think he does. But that's what brought me joy, to see my husband step up in a way that was so fun. I've never been on a trip like this in my life, because not only is Japan such a unique place and 10 days away from my kids, I've never been so far away from them, but also to be literally a passenger princess. Like, I didn't need to take my wallet. I didn't need to have money. I mean, he wasn't even kidding. I was buying cough drops and he's like, no. And I'm at 7-Eleven buying cough drops. Like, I can use my international debit card here or whatever. He's like, no, he was paying for everything. Me dio dinero. I'm carrying cash. I'm just like, I didn't know what every day brought. And he would have like slam packed agendas. And I'm like, okay. And he would like look at restaurants and look at reviews. It was such a cool experience that he was in the driver's seat for the entire 10 days. It was really, 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 really cool. So that's what brought me so much joy this month, Vero, and so much gratitude for how far we've come and the family we've raised and the marriage that we've built. Lots of joy and pride.
So related to Irene and her birthday being in Japan. So I learned how to say happy birthday in Japanese.
I love that. I thought you were going to sing a song too. I love you, Ceci. You were just killing it. Dilo, ¿Cómo se dice?
No me acuerdo. I think I wrote it down. Otanjo omedeto.
Thank you. Arigato.
I should have, next year sí está. Depende de donde estés el año que entra, I'll learn the happy birthday in that language.
I know, I love it.
¿Qué te iba a decir? I think on my birthday, we ended up having we didn't celebrate my birthday the 11th. We ended up celebrating the next day. We ended up going to celebrate, a cousin-in-law's birthday. He turned 40. So we went and partied there, and it was like, they sang happy birthday to me at the end of the night, right? Kind of like, it's his day. Let's go party there. Let's go have a good time. It was like going out in a sense for my birthday, but shared the birthday with this person, which is a really, really cool person. And, then the plan for my birthday was going to be in Big Bear. Like, everyone's going to be Big Bear. We're all going to go there and just get the cabin, be in familia, have a good time, and just do all that. But yo soy chiquiona for my birthdays. Like, you at least get me some flowers, get me a little cupcake for me to blow out a little candle on my day. Or get me a balloon. If you're going to celebrate me the next week, that's fine. But don't just ignore the birthday completely, right?
No way.
So I had to be like, I had to call on my mans on that, because he's like, we're celebrating you next week, though. I thought that's what we were in agreement. And I was like, yeah, but it doesn't mean that you couldn't get me a balloon or like a flower or just like a cupcake to blow out a candle on my day with our family, right?
1,000%.
So he's like, I'm so sorry. Like, de verdad. He really was like, I'm so sorry. I thought we were just celebrating next week, so I didn't even think about that. And I feel terrible. So then the next day on the 12th, we had, we hit up my family, and then I'm like, we got together for dinner, and, my husband brought me a big ramo de flores. My dad brought me some flowers. My mom brought me balloons. My nieces brought me a birthday card, and they got a cake. Ice cream cake's one of my faves, right? And we had like a nice family dinner, and celebrate my birthday was the plus, right? But I think recently, aquí está la banda tocando, you guys.
She's happy to talk about birthdays. She wants to talk about birthdays.
¿Cómo va la canción, Mara? Happy birthday to you. Psh, ya me está haciendo psh. Everyone be careful. You have fun while you're making babies, practicing making babies, and then you have them and they're like by your side all the time. So be careful.
You're never alone.
Your shadow, tu sombra.
Son mi shadow y mi Sonic. But yeah, so one thing that brought me joy was really not the fact that we were celebrating my birthday, but the fact that we were just all together taking a day out of our week. And I didn't appreciate it as much before because I was home every day, right? But taking some time to be with the family and spend time to listen to the conversation. How was your week? How was this? Y cómo se sienten? So about a year and a half or 2 years ago, I had proposed a family dinner like one Sunday out of the month to just everyone get together, because trying to do a weekly thing was just going to be overwhelming and I didn't want anyone stressing out about it. But like once a month, nos juntamos todos and we have dinner and we just catch up, you know? And we did it again last night. So the birthday kind of made me feel that really warmness of like being together with your family, like not taking people for granted, has been that. So what brought me joy was spending that little time in just, you know, catching up with my mom outside of her having to rush and go clean someone, you know, clean or feed or something. It was more like, ¿qué tomarnos un tecito, mami? ¿Cómo estás? You know, after dinner, and like check in. I checked in with my dad and they got to like, you know, play with the kids, and my nieces were like, we got a chance to talk to all of us together. So it was really nice. And just going back to those little simple moments of just appreciating the people that we do have. Right. So that's what brought me joy. So it's feed my tummy and give me good company. And I am going to be very, very happy the rest of this year, even if you do it once a month for me. But on the lighthearted note, okay, we've had some travel. We've had some birthday celebrations. What is something that maybe for this month you're going to look forward to for the month of February to kind of keep you going in the right direction despite the chaos, you guys?
Well, you know what I've been doing? I've been journaling. I've been journaling daily. For the most part, I didn't journal last night, but I have this journal that Luis gifted me, I think around my birthday, and I hadn't used it, and I started using it last month, like in January to begin the year. And it's like a 5-minute journal. It's like my 5-minute journal. And it's like things in the morning, like it has a section in the morning for you to fill out. And it says, you know, 3 things that I'm grateful for. Today would be great if, you know, X, Y, and Z happened. And then, an affirmation, like I am, da 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 da. And then at nighttime, kind of like a time to reflect, like 3 great things that happened today. And it could be like, oh, I made my bed, you know, or I went for a walk. And then, yeah, so it's like a daily thing. So I've been doing that. I like it. And I look forward to like continuing to do that. The other thing was, I think I mentioned this last month in a podcast, but that I wanted to like pray the rosary. Like, did I say that? I forgot. Sí, les dije, pero I want to pray the rosary, like, por lo menos like the first of the month. And yesterday, cuando me acordé that it was like too late, I was like, I know, I want to be present. Like, si voy a hacer el rosario ahorita, it was last night. I'm like, I'm going to be like dozing off. Like, I wanted to be present. I'm like, let's do it mañana, because todavía is like inicio de mes. So yeah, doing the rosary. The weather, it's cold and it's hard to stay like, you know, with my runs. I'm like, I like committed, or I guess one of my New Year intentions is to do 2 runs a week. But with the rain, it's like, como dije, like, ¿quién me tiene ya running? Like, nos manda. So, I don't know, on days like that, and if I have the energy, because again, it's cold, and it's like what we said last month, it's like, just maybe take it easy, relax, you know, give yourself grace. And if your body is not up to it, then I don't know, maybe I can do some stretches or something else that gives me joy in the morning to start my routine, because it's, yeah, the weather just not makes it fun. It doesn't make it fun. And then I can't just pick up and go and run because of the rain. But yeah, that, and continuing to, I don't know, empower the community with everything going on, like, you know, in light of last week's episode, just staying informed, trying to pass that information, and staying calm. And yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
Good for you, Ceci. I know that you'll be out there doing your thing as best you can.
Ceci, have you considered like investing in a treadmill? Because ya sí el weather está más frío y si llueve un poquito más ahí contigo. Have you thought about it?
No, because I love running outside. I love running, and it's just, I know, I feel like I'm cheating. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it on a treadmill. It doesn't feel the same. So, you know what though? The smaller ones, like my brother-in-law, el padre, he has one. So when we visited him, you know, ni modo que me vaya a correr ahí, like in his neighborhood por la iglesia. I don't know. I guess I could. But he, like, they're playing video games with the girls and Luis or whatever. And I'm like standing there on his little treadmill walker, and I try to do that. So those are kind of cool, like the smaller ones. Pero yeah, por eso, I don't know. I like running outside, but yeah, that's a good idea.
Just curious.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I mean, it's a good like alternative cuando no puedes. Cuando no quieres mandar, manda. And you could be in there.
Cuando no quieres sufrir.
Eso sí.
Cuando
Eso
quieres
sí.
sufrir in the rain. It's a good trade-off. My son loves running. And so he does cross country. So obviously it's outside for school once a year when he's in the team. But yeah, he runs on the treadmill. He made a goal for this year. We talked about this in an earlier podcast, but he's been on the treadmill and loves it. Like when we first got it, it was like for Diego and I, but we didn't know that like years later, my son would really love it. And so he's going to be like you, Ceci, when he's going to grow up and he's going to run like marathons. So he loves running, and like beating his time and watching his time on his watch and all that good stuff. So, you'll get the treadmill and maybe you think it's one thing, but maybe the girls will get into running inside. Like maybe it'll end up being like a really cool thing
That's true.
right? Because our treadmill wasn't even like fancy schmancy. I just kind of got it during the pandemic. Thought it was a good thing to add, and now we have like the Peloton next to it, and so two people can work out together. And one person can just be walking, and one person can be like doing a very rigorous workout, or one running, one doing a workout. So we've enjoyed it, but I feel you on the being outside. Like I love bicycling outside, but sometimes it's just no te llega la inspiración to get out. So I put like Netflix on the TV and I get on the Peloton inside. Like it's almost
Ándale.
what you're in the mood for, right?
Yeah.
So it could work. I think what I'm looking forward to this month is like really being on it with our fitness goals. My husband was like killing it right before we went on our vacay. Like he'd already been on it for a while because he really wanted to feel like he didn't wait till the new year. So like all of December, he was just eating well, working out like crazy. And then most of January and then we went on our trips. Of course, we walked a lot. He worked out even out there too, but he's back on it with all of our goals for working out. So I'm looking forward to the working out as a family this month, next month. I told Ceci earlier, I'm going to Mexico City with some friends in April. So that's like a good kind of marker to have 2 months of like being on it, because then I want to go to Mexico City guilt free and like eat everything in my path. Everything.
De todo.
De todo, drink, eat, do the thing. And I'm going with like the funnest girls. So it's going to be fun to like be with them and be in Chingan. These are my Europe girls. So Europe was like a crazy blur. It was so fun. So Mexico City, even funner. So I'm looking forward before that trip, being disciplined and doing well my fitness and my schedule and my routine and drinking water and taking my vitamins and all the things, because I know that weekend is going to throw me off and we're going to live in dehydration central, hungover central, non-sleep central. So with that, and then we got that same group of girls, we got Bad Bunny tickets for August 22nd. I'm super excited because the night before the code was released for Bad Bunny, I happened to be with those girls, my hubby, and we were just like chatting around the table. We were at an event for work and we're like, who got the code? Who's going to get the code? And we're like, we all register. What day did you register for it? Da, 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 da. So we're all talking. It happened to be 6 of us and you get 6 tickets. And we're like, well, whoever gets it, like this is the pack. Like we're going. And we already knew we were like one person over, because my girl Maria was like, I want to bring my husband though. So there was like number 7. I'm like, we'll figure it out. We'll get 2 codes. We have to get 2 codes. Girl, why was I at the airport at like 5 a.m. getting ready for my freaking trip to Japan? And I think I didn't actually check my email until like 6:30. And I realized that the code was in my email. I'm talking to everybody that was in the pack that we had about this code. Nobody got the code. Diego didn't get it. My 3 girlfriends didn't get it. My nieces didn't get it. And I'm like, shit, the fate of Bad Bunny Puerto Rico is riding on me. So I'm like, okay.
On you, girl.
So I go into the thing. And when I got Taylor Swift tickets, igual me pasó que I got the code. I didn't realize it was going to be such a big deal. I didn't even buy 6 tickets. I bought 2 tickets. I only needed 2 tickets. Later, I learned the hard way. Everybody was like, no, you buy the damn tickets. Everybody's going to want them. My nieces would have come to Taylor Swift. So I knew I'm getting 6 tickets if I get in. I'm on this huge wait list. It's like chaos. There's like 200 people in front of me. It's moving at a snail's pace. I have to board this flight at like 9 a.m. or something. And I think I noticed the email like at 7, not 6:30. So I'm like, okay, 2 hours. It'll move and I'll hopefully get in. So I swear you guys, it was like the most frantic 2 hours of my life at the airport because I'm trying to buy Bad Bunny tickets. But I got through. I get the 6 tickets. It's not enough for everybody that wants to come. So my friend Yanni's like, I'm going to pay for this other thing. It's like VIP. We can get extra tickets. She gets 2 tickets, like super expensive ones. But point is that there's 8 of us going. We're pumped. I felt like everybody's hero. Maria, who's like a huge Bad Bunny fan, who I think you both know, like she was like practically crying in the audio, like, yes, because she's been a fan since before anybody was a fan. She has seen all of his shows. I'm not even kidding. When he used to charge you $50 to see him in these small little venues. So she gets to go, and I just felt like a huge hero. So I'm super excited for that trip. So I'm looking forward to like this group of people and us like living our best lives until that trip, because it's going to be a vacation. It's going to be a concert. It's going to be lots of love. My nieces are coming, both my nieces. I know. And then I only saw Bad Bunny once before with one of my nieces. She's coming. She's part of the 6 that got in our bubble. So we're like all really, really excited, like this group of people going, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
My client's going.
Is in Puerto Rico?
Oh, yes, girl. The shows are all in Puerto Rico. And at first, he only sold maybe the first 3 weeks of his residency to Puerto Rico residents. And the day it opened up to non-Puerto Rico people, that's the day that everybody was like frantically trying to get seats. And they're not expensive. Like, he's not price gouging or anything because he knows people need to go out there and like pay to fly and get hotels and whatnot. But it's going to be so good for the economy of Puerto Rico. We're all really excited.
Let's go ruin the island. I'm just kidding.
No, I hope not.
I hope people take care of the island, you guys.
DM me if you're going that weekend.
Excited.
I wanted to say this on the show on purpose. I wanted people to DM us, like any Level Up Latina listeners that are going that weekend. DM me. We should have a little meet and greet. Like, if you're going that weekend to PR, I'd love to meet you. It'd be so fun to party together and like.
It's August 22nd.
Yes, that's the show that I get to see. But I'm sure there's shows like the 23rd. I'm sure there's like weekends. So let me know if you're there around that time. It's gonna be so much fun.
That is so cool. For me this month, I'm just looking forward to kid's birthday. My son is turning 6. We're going to celebrate his little butt. So, Joaquincito's turning 6, in a couple weeks on the 19th. But this weekend we get to go to the Bay Area. And, Ceci, if you're free, we're there Friday to Monday, the weekend of our workshop on the 8th. Yeah. So I'll be in the Bay, celebrating, our little niece's birthday, but we get to be in family. So that's going to be fun. And then hopefully watch the Super Bowl after the birthday party and just have like a chill, nice weekend. But we're there through Monday night, with the kids. So that's a nice little trip. The kids have been wanting to be back on a plane. So this is a nice little short flight, and that's going to be fun. But celebrating little birthdays, I think it's going to keep me going. Joaquin's like, can I have quiero tener un cumpleaños de videojuegos. So he wants to invite little friends over and play video games. So I'm trying to think of a way to do that because his little siblings are going to want to play too, and I don't want them to ruin the fun. So
how are you doing it, Vero? Have you seen those really cool, like you can rent like those? Are you going to rent one of those where they go play?
I don't know, because I think that's for like when they're a little older, because they have like designated little areas, right? They all little play like little stations. Yeah. But I think that'd be good when he's like 10. Right?
Yeah, he's a little bit
now
young
he's 6. I'm like, no, but we have the PlayStation, we have the Switch, and we're thinking that we can probably set up like a projector in the main living room. And it's kind of like a little, like comfy little, like couch or bean bags or something. And then they play from there. Cause the Switch, you can play up to 4 people, and and like split screen on the projector. But we'll see. But we want to make it fun, but it's cute how the kids kind of request different things as they slowly start getting older, right? So it's so trippy because Gali now wants to be Wednesday, but I'm like, girl, your birthday's not till October, so you better chill. But, he's like, oh, quiero videojuegos. He's all about videojuegos. So he likes to tell his friends that he plays video games. He tells everyone he meets, oh, yo juego videojuegos. So I'm like, okay, little gamer. So it's interesting. It's going to be a challenge, but hopefully it's all going to work out, of course. But with that, we hope that, this episode was a little more lighthearted for you all, that it reminds you that in times that are hard, in darkness, we have to find some light, find some joy in whatever way we can. If you find joy in giving back to your community, let's do it that way. If you find joy in, going to that protest, do it. If you find joy in, providing the resources for other people to be able to do something, do that, and do the things that at least will help you get through the day, the week, the month, the year, and the next couple of years. So we're going to take it slow, day by day, little by little. Find out more about Level Up Latina, all our good stuff. Keep this conversation going. Tell us how you find joy in what's happening in the darkness or in the moments of tribulation, of trials and tribulation. Then you can feel free to go to leveluplatina.com. You can also reach out to us on social media, which is at Level Up Latina. Maura says que cuidado con las arañas. ¿Con las arañas? Sí. And follow us on Instagram, Facebook, como Somos Cuarentonas. Of course, the Facebook's still there at Level Up Latina. Email us at admin@leveluplatina.com, and we are here for you. Let's keep the conversation going. And thank you for the continuous support always. Un abrazo,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Don't forget to level up.